China just threatened the US with a catastrophic conflict. Are we close to World War III? Or worse, an invasion? Rock with me to the end for all the details. What in the world got into China? The amount of drama that's been happening with the powerful nation is wild. And of course, the United States is a part of it. Their most recent issues involving balloons is something that we'll get into a little later, but plays a significant role in what's happening now. Check this out. China's Prime Minister Qin Gang sent off a warning to the United States, letting the nation know that if they don't clean up the way they've been moving, then there's going to be problems on a global scale. Now, why would he say that? Gang doesn't like the way the US treated the spy balloon situation back in February 2023. Multiple large balloons the size of 3 Greyhound buses were found hovering over Montana that had everyone on alert. Even Montana's airspace was shut down to avoid any type of collisions. The United States allowed the balloons to hover as far as the Atlantic Ocean before shooting it down. That way, there will be debris falling in the ocean and not on American soil, or even citizens. China admitted that the balloons came from them, but they were used for climate research. But wouldn't you be skeptical if there were large balloons with cameras attached to them hovering over your house? And this didn't just happen one time. Over time, more balloons started popping up at different country locations. It just makes everyone think that something suspicious is going on, especially the folks in Montana. Shortly before the balloons were found above Montana, Montana's senator passed a bill to prevent China from buying large amounts of land in the state. Apparently, there have been a barrage of attempts to buy off Montana land for some reason. There were also reports of an uptick in Chinese migration at the US's southern border, an uptick allegedly up to 800%. But Gang feels like the United States have been moving pretty flagrant against them anyway, and the balloon incident just shows that the United States is willing to take a reckless gamble that could create global problems. The last time China showed their disdain for the US was when Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan. Since the Chinese government is still trying to get their hands on Taiwan for a country merger, the United States have been showing overt support, saying that it's in the name of democracy. Taiwan doesn't want to join China as one China, and has been firm on that stance since they received their independence. And even after China warned the US not to go to Taiwan, which is taken as the United States interfering with their business, the US practically said IDGAF. So guess what China does? Put more money into their military spending. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken has already sent off a warning of his own, promising that there will be consequences if China tried or tries to aid Russia in their efforts to fully invade Ukraine by providing weapons. Although Ukraine has some ups in the fight, Russia is still not backing down, and now the platform everyone is standing on is starting to waver as tensions build and casualties stack up. China says they never sent any weapons to Russia. However, the two nations are still allies. Anything can happen regardless of what any politician says. If China were to decide to execute on their warnings, the possibility of World War III happening catapults to crazy levels. The financial and technological approach to a possible war like this has already been a talking point since Donald Trump was in office. The popular social media app TikTok has become a matter of concern again, after it was alleged that China was using the app to gather user data from American, Canadian, and European citizens. The White House had federal agencies delete the app from multiple government devices once it became a concern again. The same happened with Canada and Europe's government agencies. Even a few American universities have banned access to the app on their devices. China's president has also blamed the U.S. for their financial woes. It's been reported that China has been trying to save face and finances ever since the COVID pandemic. The reputation as the virus's originator has been following them since the outbreak, making it harder for them to prevail with other countries that are trying to set boundaries, as well as bounce back themselves. If anything does happen, we'll see if the U.S. or any other country has a counter for anything China may bring.